Hello friends, it's Christy Marcotte. In today's video, I'll be using Honeybee Stamps Lovely Layers Slice and Stump. Also have their Lovely Layers Spring Birds. One of my favorite shape dies, Deckle Edge A2 size. For a sentiment, I have the Be Still Stamp and Coordinating Die Set. And I'll also be using a couple dies from the Succulent Garden Builder set. The pattern paper is from the Adventure Awaits collection. The paper pad includes several sheets that have large panel designs. I'll be using one of the panels for my card. You could simply add a sentiment and bling, put this panel on a card base, and your card is finished. And I have done that before, but this time I'll use some of the dies to add a little extra detail. I cut out the panel using the largest decal die, and I decided to add just a little extra color to the edge using Catherine Pooler's Spiced Ink Color. I'll put adhesive on the back, layer this piece on some more pattern paper. It's a dark green design with a wreath pattern in the center, but you'll only see the very outside edge along the decal die cut. I'll add my card front onto a card base. I used more pattern paper from the Adventure Awaits paper pad for both pieces of the tree stump. And I'll add just a little extra color to each of the pieces. I first used the leftover ink on my brush for the top of the tree stump, and I'm using Catherine Pooler's S'mores ink color for the tree stump. Now I'll adhere the two pieces together using Bearly Art glue. The new Lovely Layers Slice and Stump set is one of my favorites. So far I've only used the slices, so I thought it was time to pull out the stump. I love all of the detail on each of the die cut pieces. Now I'll flip over the stump, put foam dimension on the back, and I'm using Honeybee Stamps black foam strips. I'll make sure to add enough strips so the center doesn't sag, and I'll even cut some tiny pieces for the very outside edge of the stump. Then I'll remove the release paper and adhere it in the lower left-hand corner. And I will be covering up part of the beautiful floral design in the background. Now I'll start working on the bird. This is from the Lovely Layers Spring Bird set. It's the standing bird, and on their layering guide it's listed as a robin. I'm using different cardstock colors, so I'm not really sure what kind of bird I'm making. I wanted it to match the beautiful red flower in the lower right-hand corner. So I dug through my cardstock stash to find colors that matched. For the belly of the bird, I did use more pattern paper from the Adventure Awaits collection. For the background of the bird, I used a lighter red cardstock color. Then I cut out a second piece from some yellowish orange cardstock. I cut most of that off, leaving just the legs and part of it so I could still adhere it to the background body. The next layer is the belly. Then I'll add the two darker red pieces, the chest of the bird, and also the wing. Then the final two pieces are the eye and the beak, and I cut those out from black cardstock. I am using an embellishment wand to pick up those last pieces since they are very small. Then I'll flip over the bird, put foam dimension on the back of the body and head, and glue where the feet are. Then I'll add the bird on top of the tree stump. To tie in with some of the foliage around the frame, I cut out two pieces from the Succulent Garden Builder, and I used more pattern paper from the Adventure Awaits paper pad. I'll put glue on the back and adhere both of the foliage pieces in front of the tree stump on the left side, overlapping them slightly. Now I'll start working on the sentiment using the Be Still Stamp and Coordinating Honeycut die set. I already have the sentiment set up in my Mini Misti, and I'll ink them up using Honeybee Stamps Intense Black ink. I'll ink them up a few times to get a nice solid impression. And I know I do have the sentiments very crooked in my Mini Misti, but that's okay since I'll cut them out using the Coordinating Honeycut dies. To hold the dies in place, I'm using some tacky tape. I love when Honeybee Stamps has the coordinating dies for their sentiments. It also helps that they're easy to line up so you can get that perfect border around the sentiment. I'll use Honeybee Stamps Bitty Buzz Cutter to cut out the sentiment. I love the nice small size, fits perfectly on my desk. And off screen, using the same outline die, I cut out 2 more pieces from some greenish gray cardstock, and I'll adhere them together, creating just that slight drop shadow underneath the sentiment. The whole sentiment together will be relax and enjoy your special day. Once I have both of those pieces adhered, I'll flip them over and add foam dimension on the back. I'm using more of the black foam strips. I had one piece already cut in half, so it was a perfect size to fit on the back of the sentiment. I'll remove the release paper and add the sentiment on the right side of the stump. The top part of the sentiment I'll tuck in next to the bird and put special day underneath. Even after adding the images and the sentiment, you can still see lots of the beautiful design in the background. For embellishments, I'm adding some of the Shimmer and Shine enamel stickers using the clear color. I'll put 3 in the upper left-hand corner and 2 above the sentiment on the right side, using 2 different sizes of the enamel stickers. Then for a final finishing touch, I'll use a white gel pen and add some spots on the bird. Put some on the wing and also the top of the bird's head. So there is my finished card, and I love how this turned out. Honeybee Stamps has so many fun products. I love their paper pads. They have beautiful dies and great sentiments. Their newest Adventure Awaits release is perfect for cards year-round, and it also works well for masculine or feminine cards. If you are interested in any of the products I used in this video, I do have links provided in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.